Hello and welcome. Well, let's make some tractor wheels, toy tractor wheels. These are for a David Bradley Pla-Trac, and I don't know a lot about them. I'm doing it for somebody else. But here's what we got to do. This right here is a remanufactured wheel without the tire, and this washer, and you may have seen me make this in a different episode, is a ratchet washer. And I made the hubs that mate with that. But this axle has to go through there with a bushing, and this ratchet has to be attached to that wheel. Well, originally that was welded to the wheel, and this hole here was big enough to receive a brass bushing and allow a 5/8 axle to go through it. But these particular wheels don't have a big enough hole. So I'm going to put a steel bar in there with a hole in it. I had one here that I made out of a piece of pipe, but it's kind of sloppy on there. I think I can do a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and drill that and make it 2 1/4 inches long. And then I'm going to put a shelf on it and weld that to it. And then this piece will go into the wheel. And I'm going to leave it up to the customer, who's a good friend of mine, to weld that to the wheel. I told him I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be responsible for damaging the wheel. But that's got to drive the wheel. And this wheel's got like an in-turned area that helps support it. But when I bore that out, it's going to have less support there, and I'm a little bit worried about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and make this piece and make it in the lathe and weld that onto it. Right here I've got a depth stop. It's an expanding arbor. I made that in another video. I'm going to use it here. It'll make those pins. I got to make 2 of them. It's real handy if you got to make more than 2. Got to make them exactly 2 1/4 inches long. Now it's got a set screw right here that I can adjust that rod, and it serves as a depth stop inside my chuck. I'm going to set that rod so that it's just pushing on it now. That way I'm repeatable. When I put that in there, that's where it is. Okay, I need to ream that out and cut a recess right there. Actually, I better ream it out first because I got my lathe running slow. We'll do that first. Really, I need a 1/over reamer. This is exactly 5/8. I might have to run a boring bar through there to give it enough clearance on that axle. Okay, now I got to cut a ledge on that so that I can weld this washer to it. And I should need to go 82 thousandths. I think I can cut that depth all at one time in back gear. Well, it's darn close. Okay, hopefully this goes better than last time I TIG welded. In the last video I made, I was having trouble, and I found out that the guy that refilled or exchanged my tanks gave me MEG tanks, which has CO2 in it, and CO2 doesn't work too well on TIG. Oh yeah. I can tell right away it's much better. I don't want to take all that weld off. I'm going to leave part of that on there. That guy got good penetration, but that'll still make it stronger. Okay, this is the part that worries me the most, boring that sheet metal wheel. I'm going to clamp it in my mill and use a boring bar and hope for the best. Here's what I came up with. I got a new clamping kit here. This mill actually has a smaller T-slot than my last one. Something kind of interesting and nice on this clamping kit is the T-nuts, when you screw the threaded rod in there, will not go all the way through the T-nut. In other words, they're not quite threaded all the way through. The threads get tight before they go through. So you're not running the screw down into your table. So let me get a wrench here and we'll tighten that up. I got that clamp fairly tight and I don't see any distortion. So that's a good thing. Oh heck yeah. I'll get in the ballpark just by running that mill down in the hole. Then I'll use a dial indicator to line up that hole. Okay, we're about centered front to back. Okay, I'm in the ballpark there. It's within a thousandth, within a couple of thousandths actually. But I think that's plenty close. Well, it looks like I'm centered. I'm using my power down feed. Wow, it's moving. I see. The top edge of my boring bar, which of course it's reduced right there. That's what's happening to, well, I'll have to come up with a different boring bar, I guess. Something that'll go that deep. Either that or turn down the boring bar. Can't do that because it's got to fit in the chuck. I could turn down part of it. Let me see what I got. Well, I found a welded carbide boring bar. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, I think this boring bar moves in diameter. So the indicator on here, I moved 20 thousandths, so it should be 20 thousandths larger in diameter. We'll see. Well, that's it. One down, one to go. Yeah, I believe that's it. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Good to get a few things out of the way and good to try my down feed. That really worked great. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Be sure and subscribe and ring that bell.